Hello there, and welcome to a segment where I am going to walk you through my process of how to organize files. I have been asked in forums and at some other, media places, so to speak, in some social medias that I hang around at. How do I do when I get files? How do I organize them in the most efficient and the best way? To really be honest, quite honestly, I don't have any answer at all to that question. That's the thing. But I have some tips that I hope will shed some lights over the basic fundamentals things. We are going to start with this lovely little thing, and I'm gonna go through a little bit of how things were in the past and how things are now. Anyhow, the thing is that I have always been very good at this. I've been good to organize files, to have a very good structure. It took place like many years ago when I started to work at a bigger company, and we were receiving tons of files. And we were doing some photo shootings, and we also did some audio collecting and some graphics. Yeah, we had different data or data that was in like, well, let's illustrate how the things was. We had some clients here. This is one client, C, and we had another client here, the C2, and we had a third one here, the C3, and we even have the fourth one here, okay, the C4. These were our clients. All right, and the clients, what they did were, we had like this was a server, the big bad boy server. And in this server we had it was connected to, like, user 1, 2, 3, 4, and etc. etc. Yeah, we had many users that were pumping files into here, into there. Yeah, you get it, you get that. There were like, and the clients also, they put files in here. Yeah, as you can see here, every file that came from the client, if this was like the photo guy, and this was the audio guy, and that was like the graphician, and this was like the designer, and in the office, so to speak, we also had like the GT, the graphic team, and the web developers were here, and we had like yeah, you get it. And everyone, they were like, they were sending files in here, and when the client wanted a file, it took like, the web developer, they didn't know where the files were at, and the graphician here up there, and yeah, and the GT team, they didn't know anything. And the graphic guy who was out doing some texture for things, he also sent files in here, and they were kind of labeled, like wood. All right, that's the wood. Okay, so we had a wood, and it was probably a picture of a wood, like a wooden floor or anything, tiles here. But that the audio guy, he also made like a wood file, but that wasn't the picture or anything. It was wood sound. It was a sound of knocking on wood. And the photo guy, he was out in the forest doing some wood photos, so it would end up like you had more or less the photo wood, so to speak, if we call that one the photo wood, and you had like the wood from the audio guy, and you had the third one, wood from the graphic guy. Okay, and everything was in a total mess. It was, it took ages to figure out, and people were trying, each of the team here, the team developer, they had like an individual structure of how they wanted files to be at, you know. Oh, it was a total mess. It was crazy. It took us, I mean, I was in the develop team, and I was also, you know, the communicator, so to say, and it took us ages to find a file, and it was like, oh my gosh, we need to do something about this rat nest, because I mean, we are speaking about thousands and thousands of files daily coming into that poor little server, and the server got slow and everything. Yeah, so we did like this. We ripped that bad structure, boom, out of there. What happened was that I actually got the question asked if I could develop a bit of a structure. I did. I kind of had my own structure and my own, you know, thing in my head going on. It was just a problem that the boss, he didn't kind of agree all the time. He said, do your own race, and he said that to all the workers. So yeah, like I said, wrapping up things, we had like 8 different structures, and it was impossible. And everyone was attaching, you know, notes. This file is related to that file, and this file is linked to that. You get it. It was unbelievable. So the first thing I started to do was actually to make a folder called audio. And I also made the FX for graphics, and I made a third folder for photos. Yeah, who cares? And also we had, like I said, from like here we had some docs. Okay, docs, the documents, everything here. Beneath here I structured the thing like this. For each thing you made, the first thing was, for me, was to put the date, and I started with the year. Okay, after the year I had the month, and after the month I had the day, and after the day I had who it was from. If it was from let's say Frank, he made good stuff. So directly under the audio file, this was the first folder that you ran into. So what I mean with this was that we had like, let's say that it was 2011. That was the year. Yeah, that's response to the year. And the month was kind of February. Okay, and the day was let's say 14, and then I made an underscore score, and this was called Frank. I think this structure is really good, because now we have like, yeah, this now we have everything in a folder. This was also in the folder, so this was the folder. Forget about this. This is actually the structure, so I should have put it like over here, but you get it. Okay, so that was kind of one directory, and under here we had like if we're sticking to 2011, we had like yeah, probably March, and let's say the 15th of March, and this one was from Bill. And also the graphic guy, he got some other stuff from another Frank, let's say. So we had like, we're doing it like that. In 2011, he got something, yeah, the same, let's put it the same dates, so to speak. Frank, yeah. So this was also, but the thing is now that everything had some kind of link. You knew that under graphics, that was all about graphics. Under audio, everything was about audio. You had like photo, the same with the documentations. So you had like 4 I even developed like a little bit of database for this, and I was so smart, so I color coded this. So that was the red one for audio. So everything that was related to audio had the red color, for instance. I'm just, and the graphics was maybe blue. Yeah, I'm not like, cluttering over here, but you get it. So the photo was green. So everything that was related to, like, the photos had greens, and the graphic folders were like in that database I made was blue, and the audio was red, so to speak. So you had like a very, very, very nice structure here. Okay, I'm not scratching it over, but you get it. It was easier to find, and you could like search for things in a more efficient way. And this is going pretty much for everything for my preservation work, indeed. And I'm following this structure because I think the structure is good, and it has been with me for like, well, for many, many years. It was a little bit different back in the days, but today, these days, developed from this ground structure, so to speak. I have when I'm preserving things, because, well, you can apply this method to basically anything. But today, when I'm preserving things, I have the same structure, yeah. So these days, if we're saying that 2016, then and we have like, let's say we are in April, and it's like the 1st of April. Now we say 11, it's better because this is no joke. And we have some stuff from Hans, for instance. Right, so this is like, and this is the directory that is created, and in this directory I have two subfolders. One that is called floppies, that walks directly under here. Okay, I'm just gonna try and make it some kind of, illustrate. And I have another one called raw dumps. Okay. And from the floppies, I have made. I should point out this should have been tapes, but we can make a third one. It's okay. It's okay. We make that one tapes. Okay. I'm coming to this. All right. And in the tape here, let's see that we have received like a tape called let's say game tape 1. I make a sub directory under here, under the tapes, that is called and what did I say? Game cassette, yeah, games. We'll just call it games 1. And then, and that one belongs here. Okay, it's under here, and under here in the same under tape, I mean, you have like games 2. Sorry for my very fine writing. And you have game, games 3, etc. And the same structure goes for the floppies and everything. And you might ask, why am I doing this? Why do I need to have this structure? Well, it's very, very easy. It's making things more easy to access. You get a better way to find things if you want to go back, and if you have like you have some kind of problem with the cassette game 3, you can go back there, and you know that in this catalog you have everything that belongs to yeah, you have the whole image here, and you have the same image here, images I should say, yeah. But you get it, that it's you you can really go back and do some, you know, backtracks of things. Let's say that you made some raw dumps and one of them, oh no, this one was corrupt. Well, you can always go back and you know what you have preserved and what you don't have preserved. So that is I think this structure is very, very good for me. It's working flawless. I've been using this for like 20 years. Yeah. So, or even more actually. And also, you know, you have everything compact. So you have like the second batch you're getting, maybe that one is from Juliet or something like that, and it's getting the year, month, day, and the name. Some kind of, you know, that you can go back, and if Hans is coming back to you, hey man, I saw that when you preserved the cassette 3 it was some kind of error, could you please check what's going on? And I can do that very, very easy. I don't have to, like, you know, travel around the world to capture that or get the data. And speaking about data, we have something else that comes to my mind actually, and that is how to organize the actual data. When you get the data, you have probably been in the boat. We're gonna clean up here because we need a full desktop here. When tapes are falling in, literally they are falling in. You know, we could fill up the whole desk here. Oh yeah, man, I got some tapes here. Okay, whoa, let's check it out, man. Okay, we got some tapes here, and you're like, whoa, where am I supposed to begin? Whoa, man, this is crazy. I'm getting a headache. Most they just get, you know, open the drawer and shoveling everything back because they're getting afraid. They don't know where to start. It's like, you know, it's like plundering a Christmas tree, and you figured out that, oh no, we had the package under the Christmas tree and everything is like a total mess. So what I used to do, I normally don't trash it like this, okay, but it's alright. Normally you have them labeled in a certain way. This one, for instance, if we are looking here, we can see that it has a little bit of, it's called Turbo 250 Spiel, that is games, or game actually, and it has one thing, A, it's called A, and it's called 11. So I suppose that this is the 11th cassette. So that's the 11th cassette. And if we're looking here, this is 34. See what I'm getting to here. And this one is 31. And 31 is come first. And we are trying to find, we're looking here, that's the number Turbo 250. It's the tape number 17, 18 here. I'm not sure if you can see, yeah, 18. So I'm sorting things out. 17, 18, and here we come with 25, and that is after 18. And here we have 12, and didn't I say that we had 11 there? But that one is called different, okay? That one is called band, and that is tape. I thought we had some kind of band here, didn't we? Even though that this one is called Turbo 250 band and this is called band 12, 250 games, we are not sure. We have a third one. And also, if we are looking here, we can see that this one is written with red text and this one is written with blue text. Now we have 4 different. And I mean, you have to, yep, here we go, we have 20. 20 is that. And this one is 29. Oh, hold on, we are soon going. Aha, see what I mean? This was 5 turbo. So that was the 11th. If you can, I'm not sure if you can see it. It's a little bit on the bright side here, but you have to live with that. You cannot get everything in life, okay? So yeah, let's go on. Band 12. Oh yeah, sorry, we were already looking at that one, and that is the 12th, and that is Turbo 64, and that's a turbo. So we are soon realizing that we have, like I said, we have 4 different structures, and this is Turbo 2, and I thought that we had some kind of Turbo 2, and we are having Turbo 250 14, and that is probably here, yeah, even though it's written in red. 14 is that. You get it, but you have to, I sort things out. And this is even called Super Turbo. So we have a 5th one. And Turbo 250 and tape 19. So that 19 is after 18 but before 20. And this is called, whoa, fanciful. This one is called 15. So this is how I do it. I start to sort things up a little bit. And I'm soon getting there why I'm doing this. This goes back to what I was trying to explain before with the structure thing. I'm actually gonna let you come with me, so to speak. 22, so that is, there we go. We are getting the structure, and 28 is 29, 26. You can see that we're getting here, okay? And this is the weird 3, and 3 is before 5. And this is unknown. Let's put it there. And this is 33. See what I mean? We are getting there. And Turbo Fix game. That's also some weird. We have the 8, 5, 8, 11. Usually when you get stuff like this, it's not complete, so some numbers will probably be missing. 16, 15, 16. Ah, this is good. This is good for your brain. You can really work your brain out, okay? And this one is, what the heck, it's 6. Ah, turbo is missing. Oh, who cares? 5, 6. And we have the 10 of that one, so it goes all. Hang on, and it can go there. I just realized that we have ten, yeah, and this is the 4, 3, 4, 5. No worries if they tilt, it's just to tilt them back up, you know, back up again. So it looks like we are coming our way here, and that is Super Turbo, like I said. So we have like some yeah, unknown things, or yeah, we don't know what it is, but that's okay. And this is Turbo 64 game, and we can see it has 2. Turbo 2. I think the guy just missed 250, okay, because I can see B, and we had some similar things here as well. But as we can see here, we have, I'm just gonna, it doesn't really matter, I have the structure here. So if we are, I'm gonna bring in, I know, I can structure things out up in a while. Anyhow, so if we are going back here now, the funny thing is coming into play. Okay, we're gonna just make some space here. That's life when you're working on a desktop that is designed for things. And everything's gonna go against the wind here, I think. But it's alright, we are pretty used by that, okay? So this collection is coming from a random guy. I don't know. Well, I know who it is, but I'm afraid that he doesn't want his name to be. Just let's say that let's see, yeah. But we are still in 2016, and I guess it's June is the date, and today is whatever 12th, I guess. And this guy is called, let's just call him well, Taper. Sorry, I couldn't help myself. Alright, so we have this is, like I said, this is the directory, the root directory, so to say. And under here we have, since I know this is I just call it tapes. Okay, and on the tapes here, for instance, I'm going from like going from falling style, so to speak. And the falling style, I mean, it goes from 1 to 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, etc. So in this case, we are looking at the first number in the tape, and yeah, I'm thinking it should be this tape. This does make a little bit of a difference, but we're going here, okay? So this is called Turbo 250 and cassette 10, okay? So I'm using short. I know this is my style, but this is how it works for me. And I'm starting by giving it T250. That should be a B and a B. BAND 10. That's the structure. And then I just go on and on, and here we have the Turbo 250 tape 22. So it is going to follow the same structure here. T250 tape, what did we say? 22. Yeah, this is Swedish, so I'm using the Swedish titles. So this will go on, you know, for a long while till we reach like the end of this. Oh, there we go. And yeah, so we are entering another structure here, so to speak, or another batch, like I said. And because this one is labeled a bit different compared to this. So it means that we are going to, in this tape folder, we're gonna make another one here, okay? And that one I am going to call 12 Turbo 2. That will be, I mean, see where I'm getting? It's one thing to read Swedish and talk English. I can tell you get some hiccups. Anyhow, and I just keep calling it T250, and this was the game. But I'm gonna call it as the Swedish title is, because it makes no sense to kind of translate it. And this will go on and on and on and on. Okay. And I also have another thing. Okay, when I'm not even sure, if we pretend we have the scenario that these has no labels, I have I don't know what they are called. They could be called your mother or whatever. Then I'm going, let's say that we have another one, another guy, he sent in, I'm using the same structure as always, of course. See, we are here, and like in the future we get something from let's say what shall we call Ray. Okay, Ray is the guy, he's the future for us. Okay, so Ray, he has sent us in lots of weird tapes. We have no idea, but we can see that some. Let's open this one up. That was a bad example, of course. Yeah, here we go. This one's a good one. We pretend that we don't know this. This one is this is a Scotch XS190 tape. So what I am usually doing in that scenario, this Ray, he has that tape. So I'm just oh yeah. Let's say that in the package, now we are getting really detailed here, but I love the details. Okay, we are seeing that this Ray, he has been packaging them in different sections. So under here we are still in the tape catalog. I'm gonna make it like this. Okay, we're gonna do it a little bit different here. Tapes. All right, and in the tapes here we have the row 1, I like to call it. Okay, and in row 1 we have this Scotch XS1. So I'm just gonna name it Scotch XSI and 90. Okay, so now we know exactly that in the first row that we got, this is the tape we're gonna work at. We're gonna squeeze that data off it. Okay, and in the when we're done with row 1, I should say, this is also, it's under tapes. Okay, but we have like row 2 still under tapes, like I said. Okay, and row 2, we don't know, it's just a magic black cassette, so to speak, but this one is a Maxell UR60. So we are doing the same as we did for the Scotch tape. We are just calling this one Maxell, and what did I say? It's an UR60. So now we know that, yeah, in that section we have, that's the first tape in that section, so to speak. Yeah, you get it, but the thing is that you need to have some kind of ident, so you ident the tapes. It's much more easier to come back if you have to redo things. And this, I mean, under tapes here you can have like let's say that we have row 3 as well, so that one is also going under tapes, if you're getting it. And it's very, very nice if you are browsing your files. You transfer your files, I mean, from whatever, if you have been using Spectacular and you have like a dongle, and you have USB dongle, and you have transferred your files to that. It's much easier to find it when you're browsing them and trying to index them, upload or whatever, just so you know. And also, speaking about spectacular, I think I have mentioned this in a previously video, that even though if this Maxell UR60, if that's the cassette, the actual cassette's name, I used to have, yeah, when you're using spectacular for the turbo tapes, you are asked to label the disk image, the D64. What I'm trying to do is actually I'm trying to find out a fancy name, and sometimes I just I know it's a Maxell UR60. I have said it several times, and I'm not sponsored by these bastards anyhow. But then I probably would have in this case made Max UR60, and then if it's a 60 minutes tape, you can bet your uncle that it will contains more than one game, so to speak. And well, you're creating 1001.d64, and then when it asks you, or Spectacular is asking you to insert a new disk, you just go on 3, 4. Yeah, you get it what I mean, okay? Because yeah, I'm not gonna max your 60, alright. But you know that this is the first disk image, the second, the third, the fourth, and so on. This is also to get a good structure, because like I said, it's very good to be able to track back, and yeah. So anyhow guys, I hope that this has been some kind of useful for you, and I hope that it kind of sheds some light going through this structure of mine. And the same with the floppies. You have to be creative with the floppies as well. If you're having like, if there are some, I mean, to come up with names, generally speaking of names, it's up to you. Use your imagination. Perhaps if we are opening this one up, we can see that, yeah, maybe this one I would call like pink, white, pink stripe, the PSP or whatever. You know, you have to be creative. Or if it's some kind of some stains on the tape, the stain tape. Or if the floppy has some kind of written on it, like it's written something, a funny name, or it has some kind of Donald Duck stamps on it, or yeah, whatever. Be creative, but also try to stay as put as you can to the content, you know, so you have a clue what kind of flop you have preserved, or what kind of tape you have preserved. But like I said, this turned out to be a very long one, but also I hope that I have somehow compiled all your questions. I mean, I could probably write a book about this, but I have tried to compile all the questions, all the thoughts, all your kindly, yeah, common asked questions, so to speak, or frequently asked questions about how to organize things, how to make most of it. And I hope that this has been somehow useful for you, and you can get like a springboard of this and do some creative stuff. And most importantly of all, preserve your tapes, preserve your floppies, preserve anything you want to do. Just make sure you get it into digital media, because yeah, those lovely tapes or floppies, it's just a question of years, or not even years, today, that's what I'm trying to say. It's just a question of time before they wear out. Yeah, because after all, these tapes and floppies, the media wasn't really meant to have unlimited, lifetime storage. Even though if they say that, it's not true, because magnetic fields will decay, or long term of storage or whatever, it will weaken out. And trust me, I know exactly what I'm talking about, because I have been working with tapes that many times. Alright, but I hope to see you guys in another one, and leave comments and anything you wanna have, talked about, discussed, or anything. Just let me know, and I hope to see you guys in another one. Bye!